And so Timon,
Mm-hmm.
why don't you tell us a little bit about your painting and where you go and what you do, how you started developing as an artist?
Okay, so I'm a landscape painter as well, like Stephanie. I paint up and down the California coast, and I'm known for coastal scenes and scenes up and down the valleys, and barns, eucalyptus trees. This is a barn scene from up in Point Reyes, north of San Francisco. And I'm in a gallery in Half Moon Bay, and I paint up and down the coast and along there quite frequently as well. So all those kinds of locations.
Excellent. And so when you're out there, describe a little bit about how you use the pastels in the outdoor. That seems to me that would be somewhat difficult to do.
Yeah, well, painting on location and plein air, as it's known, is intimidating at first for people, and it requires the physical setup to be able to go and do it, but more so, it's overwhelming. I mean, the amount of information when you're standing outside can be really daunting, especially for people who are getting started. But I've certainly found that if you sort of push yourself through that and put in the time and the hours, that you really learn from it, and that the art really progresses really nicely, and that you can learn to harness all that information and incorporate it in your painting. So
do you try to complete a painting in one visit?
When I paint, a painting can't really take more than an hour and a half. And that's
an hour and a half?
So each of my paintings is an hour and a half typically, and I'll do now 2 or 3 paintings on a painting trip when I take a day and drive out to the coast. And then I use those smaller paintings to do larger pieces. So a piece this size is something I do in my studio typically.
Oh,
and it's done from studies that are done out there. And then the pieces I do on location are 9 by 12 or 12 by 16 typically.
So the idea is not to make a photograph, to capture the important details.
Yeah, very much so.
Yes.
It's really a combination of all the different impressions and things I'm seeing over that hour and a half period. And so, as things shift, or a cloud pattern will move through the sky, and it may not be right in front of me, the cloud pattern may be off to the side, but I can incorporate it and pull it in. And so you can learn to harness all those pieces of information and incorporate it all into the painting.
So move it around a little bit.
I move things quite a bit, actually, and more the more I paint, yeah.
Oh, excellent.